Hello, my peoples. It's been a while since I have checked in. It's been a wild summer, but this video is going to be very specific to a medication that I was on for 7.5 years. It's called Suboxone. If you don't know what it is, you're lucky. But this is a video that I'm hoping that will find someone out there that is on Suboxone and wants to get off just like I wanted to get off. And for a few years, the idea of getting off Suboxone would haunt me. It would scare me. I know that if it wasn't done right, there would be, severe withdrawal symptoms. It could be very painful, very uncomfortable. It could just wreck your world. And I did not want that at all. And so I took it really, really, really slow. And what I did is I started in January of this year. I was probably taking 8 milligrams a day, which I've been taking that off and on, kind of taking a little bit more, taking a little bit less, but around that ballpark since February of 2016. So I've been on it for 7.5 years. That's a long time. There's a real mental conditioning involved when you take a medication every single day, sometimes twice a day. Like you're just conditioning yourself, like, oh, time for my medication. And with the disdain that I have, my personal disdain for big pharma, like I just did not want to be on any, I don't want to be on any medications whatsoever. None. I don't want any of their hooks in me. And it definitely had its hooks in me. And I spoke to a lot of people about it, and a lot of friends and family were very supportive. But ultimately it was my deal. It was my deal getting on it. It was my deal getting off of it. And I will say that Suboxone saved my life. So I do not regret getting on Suboxone. It's not that I regret being on it so long, but I would say the last 3-4 years that I was on it, it was just pure, it had a lock on me. I was in a stranglehold, like, oh man, if I get off of it, I'm going to go through withdrawals. I'm going to be so sick. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll be down for 2 months, blah, blah, blah. None of that happened. I have experienced some fatigue and lethargy just this summer, just coming off of it. But big deal. I know that it will come back. I know my energy will come back, and I know things will come back the more I continue to exercise and eat right and take care of my body. And so this particular video is not for my friends and family. I'm glad you're watching, because it does provide a testament that, and this is something that it was just as much for me as it is for anybody else out there, that if you want something and you're willing to take the time and you don't give up, like anything is possible. Like it's kind of scary that I got off of it too, because again, it had such a grip on me, and now it's no longer a factor. And it all happened just because in January, I finally decided, like, I got to get off. So in January, I cut from 8 milligrams to, I think I cut right immediately to 4. That was not a big deal at all. And then from there, I would just cut in half every single month. Got to the point where I'm taking like 1/32 of a milligram. And then somebody else's YouTube video said, man, if you're taking a quarter of 1 milligram or less, which I was, just jump off, just stop taking it. It's all mental. Like, just do it, and I did it. So this particular video is for everyone out there that anything's possible. Like, if there's something you want to do, I mean, it really wakes me up to like, man, I want to lose weight. There's no excuses. Like, it just takes time and staying disciplined every single day. And just like this, 8 months later, I could wake up and be 170, 175 pounds, which is what I would love to weigh. So if you're doing anything, if there's anything going on in your life that you don't want anymore, just commit and just don't give up. But for the people that I am really intending this video for is for the person out there who is clean, they're not actively using drugs or pills, opiates, and they're on Suboxone because they thought it was a great idea, or it was what they needed to do, like I needed to do it, and now they're ready to get off. I want to encourage that person that you can get off, and you can get off with very little pain, very little uncomfortable feelings, very little noticeability. There were a couple of days throughout the 8-month, taper that I did, maybe go back up for just that day. Like if I was taking a milligram, I might have taken 1.5 milligrams or something like that just for that particular day. It rarely happened, but it did. It just, listen to your body. Listen to your body and make sure you're not listening to your addict tendencies that are like, oh, a little more won't hurt, a little more won't hurt. We always want a little bit more. I mean, that's just the way I'm programmed. I always want more. I want more chocolate, more money, more everything, more. That's one thing my brain has no problem with, is wanting more, no matter what it is. So just push through it. And it can be, and for me, I didn't want to push through it fast. I did not want to be uncomfortable. I have a lot going on in my life, and this did slow me down a little bit, but I'm super glad that I'm off. I'm super glad that I can actually say that I'm not on any medications. I'm 50 years old and I'm not on any medications. That feels great, because I do not want to be a part of the big pharma machine at all. So if you're taking Suboxone, just like everything else, one day at a time. Like seriously, one day at a time, and no more. There's never been a time in my life where I'm living one day at a time more than ever than right now. And that's part recovery based, but it's just part everything based. Like it's what I can handle. And it's just because otherwise I get too caught up future tripping or dwelling on the past, or just keeping it right now. And right now, like right in this moment, like I want to speak to that person that might have been just like me, that found themselves in a really bad spot, knew that another medication would help them at least just catch their breath from what active addiction can do to a person's life. And it did. Suboxone saved my life, and I'm grateful that I got on it. I'm grateful for what it did for me. I'm grateful for the years that it gave me, and that I was able to work and stay married and be a good dad, and get back on track, because opiates wrecked my life for a few years. Just totally destroyed my self-confidence and my relationship with God, and just my relationship with family and loved ones. Like it was touch and go there for a while, and Suboxone gave me some space to start putting things back together, and I'm grateful for it. But there comes a time when it had to end, and I knew that day was coming. And sometimes, like the doctor that I was going to, or even Michelle sometimes would be like, oh, just stay on it forever, what's the big deal, you take a little bit. It was a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me. And When I started this, I asked God, like, for a miracle that I wouldn't feel anything at all. Now, again, I do feel kind of tired and run down and some malaise of life and stuff, but I know that's going to change. But the thing is that, I don't know, if you ask, sometimes if you don't ask, you can't receive. And I did. I received a miracle, because it was just baby steps the whole way. And 8 months later, maybe 8.5 months later, I'm off. I am off. So if you're on Suboxone, and if you don't know what it is, again, you're lucky. But if you do know what it is, you can get off. When the time is right, just listen to your body, listen to your heart. And if there's anything I can do to help a person that's coming off Suboxone, or you want to know exactly how I did it or what, man, just message me, because you can do it. And it doesn't have to be, a butt kicker. It does not have to be. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope everybody out there if whoever's watching this, or this is just to my future self, then that's fine too. But this is a milestone. This is a milestone. Jesse Itzer, or he's married to the lady that created the Spanx. He's a motivational guy, whatever, but he says, to really categorize your year as what monumental things you might have been able to do in that year or plan for that year. Well, 2023 will be the year that I got off Suboxone, got off medications once and for all, and like done. So, and to me, that's a big deal. For me, that's a big deal. For other people, maybe it's not a big deal. Who knows? It doesn't matter. But for me, it's a big deal, and I'm super glad to say that I'm off. So have a great night, and talk to you later. Bye.